Hello there, I'm Dave from Dyno Bike, and today we have a new model Ninja 650 here. It's a lambs version, and you guys have been asking me to do a video. I wanted to show you how to de-restrict it, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So on this one we've already taken the airbox off. I'm not going to go through the process of showing you how to take all that stuff off. If you're not sure about it or you've never done this before, get a friend to help you who's got a bit of experience, or get one of your shops local to you to do it for you, or have a look in the service manual, that'll tell you how to do it. So anyway, we've got the airbox off this one. I'm going to zoom in on the first throttle restriction on this one and show you where that is, and then we're going to undo it. Stand by. Alright, so we're looking down on top of our throttle bodies on this one, and if I twist the throttle, you can see there's a little black noggin on the throttle there. It's stopping on that little brass screw that's there. That is our throttle stop right there, and I'll point to it as well so you can see it. That there has to come off, and it's got a little screw on there, and we're going to attack it from this side here and undo that screw, and that little brass thing will come out with it, and then we'll have full range on this throttle. So we'll do that right now. Okay, so it requires a Torx bit, so you'll have to buy one of these. Oh, let me just get that bit further away so you can see it. You need one of these, but if I turn it that way, you'll see it's got, you can't see it really, there you go, you can almost see it's got a tiny wee little hole in the middle of it. It's a tricky one, this one. It's like a security tab thing to try and stop anybody from undoing it. So when you go shopping for one of these tools, you have to make sure it has the little hole in the middle of it, otherwise it will not go onto the screw and you won't be able to undo it. So let's go in there and undo it. Yeah, so just remember that it's not a normal Torx bit, it is a security Torx bit, for want of a better word. I don't know what they call them, but you can see in there it's got a little, I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. If you see that, look closely at that screw, you can see it's got a little divot in the middle of it that stops you from putting a normal Torx bit onto it. So you need a hole in the middle of your Torx bit to allow you access to it, and then this little baby here comes off. Now we have a look at the throttle plate, you'll see it now turns all the way. We now have full throttle. Excellent. Alright, so that's one restriction removed, and that is the main restriction on these bikes we take off. The other one, which is a minor one, this is also relevant to HO model bikes as well as this lambs bike, and that's this little throttle plate here. See that one there? That one there is governed by the ECU, and it doesn't necessarily open fully at all revs and at all throttle positions. So when we do the tune on it and we flash the ECU, we will adjust the mapping for that so that that sucker is actually open all the way. So for those of you that think you're going to undo this, just undo that plate and throw it away, well, yes, you can do that. I don't recommend it because the low speed riding of this bike will be affected negatively by that. So we want to have it controlled to some extent for low speed, but when we're at high speed and high load, we want it fully open. So that's what we will do when we tune it. Alright, next step is to just put this stuff back on it. Then we'll go in the dyno room and start tuning it. Okay, so now we're looking at our fuel map in 3D because we're letting in more air via the secondary throttle plate, which I just showed you. We've put a different air filter in it, which lets in more air. We've changed the exhaust, which gives us more airflow. So now we've got to adjust these fuel maps. And that's a cool way of doing it, looking at the 3D map. It's an easier way to make these adjustments, which is why we often look at them. We can also look at them in text over here as well. So there it is in text. The red zone is where we've made adjustments in a positive manner. And then we're going to correlate that over here to our AFR graphs, which are here. Bottom one's graph, the top one is power. That's at wide open throttle. So this is the Ninja 650 lambs. We're just looking at our secondary throttle map. Remember I told you there was that map with the throttle plates there that were not opening fully. Well, these are them here. Now if you look at this one here, go right over to here, you can see it's at 65, at 65%, 10,000 RPM over here, at throttle position 94 degrees or 94%, must say wide open throttle. Look at all these numbers down here equate to how much that throttle plate is opening. That's only in one gear. Let's go to another one. There's another one there, pretty much the same story again. So what we want to do is open them up, and if we go over here to these ones, you'll see they're in red. We've now opened them up, so they're mostly under load. We've got them at 100%, so it's working at maximum capacity. That's what we want to see. Thank you very much. And there you have it. That's our Ninja 650 lambs de-restricted, and how to go about de-restricting it. So what did we end up with? Well, we started with 47 horsepower, which is a little bit over what they are standard, because this one came in here with an Kawasaki exhaust system on it already. It did have the noise reducing baffle in it, and we have left the noise reducing baffle in it and tuned it to suit. So we've removed the screw, which we showed you. We've opened up the secondary throttle plates. We put a DNA air filter in it, and we have adjusted all the mixtures and a little bit of timing to suit. And it now has 61.5 horsepower. So it's roughly about a 15 horsepower increase on this particular one. If we were looking at the lambs model bike, we would be looking at closer to a 20 horsepower increase. Again, if we put the racing exhaust in it and we took the baffle or the noise reducing baffle out, we're probably looking at more like 25 horsepower increase. But like I said, in this case, it's got that baffle still in place because the guy doesn't want to make it too noisy, which is fair enough. This tune also applies to the Z650 as well as the Ninja. They're basically the same model bike with very minor aesthetic detail changes. So if you want to purchase yours, click on the link just below here. It'll take you to the online shop. You can buy the exhaust and the air filter, and you can also purchase one of our tunes to suit your exhaust and airbox configuration, and send your ECU into us. We'll load the file onto your ECU and send it back, and you're ready to ride like you stole it. Thanks for watching. I'm Dave from Dyno Bike.